Good morning from MIT OpenCourseWare centric Wiki World University and Schools monthly business meeting, loosely conducted in the manner of friends. Greetings on Monday, May 19th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time from the Middletown Public Library in Northern California. And I think you can see Middletown Public Library sign posted on the front of the library behind me in the video. Uh, as we wait to see if people will join this monthly business meeting, uh, newly on this Monday, because there was a Stanford epic symposium all day Saturday, which I attended, on globalizing international curriculum in regarding community colleges. Uh, I'd like to um, begin to go through the agenda in some of these regards. So, firstly, dear Universitians, friends, people interested in free online CC4 MIT OCW centric and hashtag grow with Google WUAS, where hashtags are both on Twitter, X, and on LinkedIn for connecting to other posts with the same hashtag, for example, other information sharing in a conversation at Wiki World University and School WUS, and especially Universitians, friends, and people interested um, in free online degrees from home. Uh, Greetings from MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki World University and School, WUAS. How are you? I hope this World University and School email finds you well. So glad to have attended the Education Partnership for Internationalizing Curriculum, which is what EPIC stands for, regarding the Stanford EPIC Symposium on Saturday, May 17th, 2025. And World University and School is curious about accreditation possibilities newly in California and potentially with WASC Senior, Western Association of Schools and Colleges Senior, and with the state of California's licensing via BPPE, Bureau of Private Post-Secondary Education, or similar, and possibly rather than with World University and School proceeding with accreditation with Middle States Commission on Higher Education, with offices in the greater Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, and from which WUAS has the green light to proceed with accreditation. So World University and School explored, beginning I think around 2012 or 2013, accrediting with WASC Senior and licensing with BPPE in the state of California. But after the Stanford Symposium, EPIC Symposium, Education Partnership in Internationalizing Curriculum regarding community colleges in California, World University and School is exploring seeking accreditation again with WASC Senior and BPPE, and potentially because Stanford itself is accredited by WASC Senior and BPPE, and I think these community colleges may be as well, many of them, and in what ways could World University and School, MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki World University and School, collaborate and work with Stanford for accreditation, and even with John Hennessy, the former president of Stanford for 16 years and now the chairman of Alphabet and Google, as well as I think John Etchemendy, who's a Stanford administrator who I think has been involved with accreditation for Stanford with WASC Senior for years or decades even. So the open WS monthly business meeting process, loosely conducted in the manner of consensus-led Friends Quakers monthly business meeting, where decisions are made through a process called sense of the meeting, continues to grow. MIT Open Courseware Centric Wiki World University and School, and the WUAS Press and the WUAS Corporation, with an invitation to join these open Monday, open Saturday, third Saturdays it's been recently, in recent years, but today, Monday, 5/19/2025, monthly business meeting, and contribute to WUS's growth. And you'll find information about this on the blog post last Thursday, beginning Peregrine Falcon, Falco, Peregrinus, in both blogs, worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com and scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. Interesting how the recordings of these monthly business meetings may be read by AI and machine learning and contribute in a brand new way to developments in growing World University and School, with, in a sense, World University and School in conversation with AI and machine learning. And as we plan to grow in all 200 countries, major online MIT OCW-centric wiki WUAS universities and wiki schools for open teaching and learning in all 7,159 known living languages. Check out the blog posts from Thursday, Peregrine Falcon, and I'll post another set of blog posts, 2 blog posts today with, in a sense, the minutes, as in regard with this video recording being the minutes for today's monthly business meeting. So in what ways can MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School WUS become a bright beacon on the growth horizon of innovating information technology companies, both the one nonprofit MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School wing, a 501c3, and see, for example, the Bangladesh World University and School in the Bengali, in the Bangla language. So that would be one of 200 online universities offering free online degrees, emerging from MIT OpenCourseWare, and grow with Google. And 2, the other wing of World University and School, the WUS Corporation, academic press at WUS, planned in 7,159 known living languages with machine and human translation, and the physical digital WUS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, hospital technologies, and think Walmart's retailing product line in 19 out of 200 countries, where WUS plans to be in each of all 200 countries and in their main and official languages. So we have these 2 wings, and one is a 501c3, and the other is a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California. And how can we become a bright beacon on the growth horizon? Maybe for investors, maybe for collaboration with universities who are interested in World University and School as an information technology company. So free MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School is growing, and growing with Google.WUS for free to students online degrees bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB, high school or similar, AA or AS, and masters, first in English, then in each of all 200 countries and in their main languages. And see Peter Norvig's incredible Tulify AI, WUAS, article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in School. That's also a hashtag. All the best, abolitionally friendly greetings. Recordings will be posted to the current main YouTube channel for World University in School, youtube.com/@Scott McLeod World University/videos. So agenda item 1, on the World University in School wing, the first of 2 wings, which is a 501c3 or similar, growing out of CC4 licensed or ocw.mit.edu resources, and also with Grow with Google WUAS resources. Its main current website address is worlduniversityinschool.org. Actually, backing up, agenda item 0, check out last Monday's WS News and Question and Answer. The video recording is posted at Northern Goshawk. 2 blog posts beginning with Northern Goshawk and last Monday, May 12th, 2025. And partly regarding dramatically mind expanding Google AI Studio replies, and even regarding an aging reversal machine, brainstorming wise, as well as career counseling, WUAS. So agenda item 1, how best for free WUAS universities to grow and begin to offer World University in schools, and especially regarding India WUAS and Bangladesh WUAS. So these questions relate to possibly as we seek to grow in, for example, India in its 22 scheduled languages for free online MIT OCW centric World University and School degrees, and in Bangladesh in the Bangla language, we would begin to engage the Indian educational system, and also the Bangladesh educational system in those languages. And the way we would like to do this is possibly through making our World University in Schools platforms, online platforms for free online degrees from home, available, say, to graduating high school students there. And through possibly a contact, a lead in Google educator groups, Dr. Vishal Varia in Ahmedabad, India, who recently posted from his Rosary School Rajkot school, where he's the head of school in Gujarat, India, sort of on the northwest coast of India, about career counseling in his school, where he's in the school where he's the head, Rosary School Rajkot in India. And he even in a Twitter post left 2 email addresses of career counselors in his Rosary School Rajkot school. It has high schoolers too, and in the process, World University in School has included these 2 career counselors, in addition to Dr. Vishal Varia, in our emailings. So could this be a way for, with Dr. Vishal Varia potentially being in communication with Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Alphabet and Google, who is from Tamil Nadu in India, whose first language, I think, is the Tamil language. Could World University and School begin to develop our platforms so that career counselors in schools in India, for example, in high schools and colleges, could let people know of our degrees, our free online MIT OCW centric degrees in 22 scheduled languages in India, in Bangladesh's Bangla language, and also our focus on career counseling, on a career orientation at World University and School. How could World University and School help Indians and Bangladeshis with careers online with our free degrees? So a set of Twitter posts in these regards. How best could World Universe and SCH, World Univ and SCH, that's a Twitter handle, hashtag WUS UNIVS, and with hashtag WUS AI, artificial intelligence, help inform hashtag career counseling in high school, in hashtag Bangladesh WUAS, and India, hashtag India WUS. And we have a career counseling wiki school, wiki subject page that's been up for years. How could we focus this further? And then to extend this beyond India and Bangladesh in all 200 countries and in their main language. So what is career counseling? There's a webpage with a university that has an explanation of career counseling as one approach. There are many approaches to career counseling. And check out also the blog post at World University and School, beginning with Northern Goshawk in these regards. And this retweets the Rosary School Rajkot in Gujarat, India, at Rosary Tweets. Not sure what to do after class 10? Get expert career guidance at Rosary High School. Book your session now with 2 telephone numbers and 2 email addresses from Rosary School Rajkot. And regarding hashtag career guidance, hashtag Rosary High School, hashtag student support. And I would wonder if Dr. Vishal Varia wrote that Twitter post. And see also the blog post, scott-mccloud.blogspot, yellow colchicum luteum, beginning from last week of May of 2025. So career counseling can involve, it's a service that helps individuals explore and navigate their career paths, whether they're starting a career, changing careers, or advancing in their current field. It involves guidance and support for a career counselor, from a career counselor, who may also be called a career coach or job coach, to help individuals make informed decisions and achieve their professional goals. Here's a more detailed look at what career counseling involves: exploration and assessment, career path planning, job search and interview skills, networking, personal development. So career counselors, what is career counseling? Your career development is a lifelong process that can involve, for college students and high school students, especially, exploring career and major options. A prospective student, prospective counselee in a high school or college might say, I have no idea what I want to do with my life, or I don't know what to major in. And perhaps career counselors that World University and School works with, possibly in Rosary School Rajkot, or that we help train online, or that we even code artificial intelligence and machine learning for, can help, and in all 200 countries' main languages. In career counseling, a variety of tools are used to help students explore career options and make informed decisions. These tools include assessments that help students understand their interests, skills, and values, as well as resources like career exploration platforms, work-based learning opportunities, and AI-driven career planning tools. And the book, What Color is Your Parachute?, published by Richard Bowles, published by the 10-Speed Press out of Berkeley, is another interesting resource in these regards that's been available as for decades. So agenda item 2A, how best for WUS and people to develop the career counseling wiki subject. So as a wiki subject, all of us can help develop it by clicking edit this page. So wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/career counseling. And with AI and ML. So this wiki subject page with a backend structured knowledge database of Wikidata can become the basis for further AI and ML developments. And for people in all 200 countries interested in their own careers and potentially regarding both free WUS degrees, but also possibly people interested in, for example, careers in the WUS educational services stores, the physical digital WUS educational services stores, and people potentially interested in possibly translating at the academic press at WUAS, planned in 7,159 known living languages, and for translation too. So moving on to agenda item 3, outreach to possible WUAS students for a free MIT OCW-centric WUS master's degree online from home, and with WUAS Lego robotics even, and as WUAS accredits. So this is regarding meeting someone in a cafe who's an undergraduate student on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025 in Palo Alto, and potentially regarding Lego robotics, and regarding marine science and engineering. So having gone into this cafe, someone who works there had put his Lego builds. He's made a lot of interesting Lego builds or designs out of Lego bricks and shared them on the counter in a cafe in Palo Alto. And I got to talking with him. His name is Aiden. And continued to now email with him. Aiden, nice to meet you at the cafe in Palo Alto on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. And thanks for sharing your Lego builds on the Starbucks cafe counter too. Interesting to learn you're a marine biology student at SFSU, studying toward a bachelor's degree, and that you have been interested in engineering too. I looked up marine biology at MIT OCW's OpenCourseWare and found this free MIT OCW course, as I mentioned, titled Introduction to Ocean Science and Engineering. And there's also at MIT OCW a course on Lego robotics. All the best, Scott. And I also shared with Aidan in an email um, information about a realistic virtual Earth and for oceans. So World University and School wants to create code for a realistic virtual Earth for oceans. Those are hashtags: realistic virtual Earth for oceans, hashtag for oceans, hashtag realistic virtual Earth on Twitter and potentially LinkedIn. And he may well finish his bachelor's degree uh, at a university in San Francisco. And might he be interested after doing so, since World University and School isn't accredited yet, and after we become accredited, in possibly matriculating at MIT OCW centric wiki World University and School for a free online master's degree with a focus on ocean science and engineering, possibly to help create a realistic virtual Earth for oceans with lots of coding, AI, machine learning, and similar, to be seen. But great to connect with him. And thanks, Aidan, for sharing your Lego builds on the counter in the cafe. 3A, with regard to free MIT open courseware centric wiki World University and School online degrees from home, perhaps WUS can offer as great degree programs as Stanford University. And regarding the following, for example, Knight Hennessy Scholarship Program, where the former president of Stanford, John Hennessy, is a co-founder. So Knight Hennessy Scholars is a multidisciplinary, multicultural graduate scholarship program. Each Knight Hennessy Scholar receives up to 3 years of financial support to pursue graduate studies at Stanford. And recently, the Knight Hennessy Scholars Program announced its 2025 cohort of new scholars. The 2025 cohort of Knight Hennessy Scholars represents 25 countries and 46 graduate programs across Stanford University. And for example, they announced Gavin Reynolds, who is seeking to do an MBA in business at Stanford. He's originally from Smyrna, Georgia, and is pursuing a master's degree in business administration at Stanford Graduate School of Business, while concurrently earning a JD at Yale Law School. He holds a bachelor's degree in neurobiology from Harvard University. Committed to building a more inclusive democracy, Gavin aspires to create media platforms that re-engage disaffected Americans in civic life. So Stanford tuition could be around $65,000 a year, and living in Palo Alto also could involve another $20,000 a year. If Aidan, for example, were interested in matriculating for a free master's, free PhD at World University and School, because WUS is growing out of Creative Commons 4 licensed MIT open courseware, which Creative Commons 4 licensing says 3 things. 1, share freely. 2, adapt it, for example, with AI and machine learning. But 3, non-commercially. By way of comparison with the Knight Hennessy Scholars platform, MIT and free, MIT OCW-centric free World University and School could be a remarkable opportunity. Can we make our degrees as interesting and as great as Stanford's? And potentially with, for example, Peter Norvig's incredible #Toolify AI WUS article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI. So agenda item 4, this brings together regarding genetics, two platforms, machine learning platforms, research and development platforms. The AlphaFold 3 platform, which predicts the structure and interactions of all of life's molecules, and Benchling, a cloud-based platform for biotech R&D, which I learned about in the recently concluded MIT and Harvard course, How to Grow Almost Anything, HTGAA, synthetic biology course. And created a set of tweets in these regards. So on Twitter X, how best to grow a hashtag realistic virtual earth for synthetic biology, with hashtag AlphaFold3 predicts the structure of and interactions of all of life molecules with that remarkable blog post, and with hashtag Benchling for R&D, with the benchling.com website, for hashtag aging reversal genetic and hashtag extreme longevity genetic drug therapies. Check this out. This is not only in the blog post with the WUAS monthly business meetings agenda last Thursday, May 15th, but it's also in the blog post from Wednesday, May 14th, beginning Port Orford Cedar. Check them out. So 2 videos explaining Google AlphaFold 3 and the Benchling R&D Cloud, also where Google's AlphaFold 3 just changed everything video, AlphaFold 3 explained, is a remarkable explanation of what's new with AlphaFold 3, and how to add this to an emerging realistic virtual earth. And conceptually, here's the Harbin Hot Springs Gatehouse, my ethnographic field site. Harbin Hot Springs Gatehouse in Google Street View with time slider in 2024 and 2012 and 2007. So time slider has 3 years at the Harbin Hot Springs Gatehouse in Google Street View with time slider. And these years seem very fascinating as potentially ways to focus coding Google's AlphaFold 3 and the Benchling R&D cloud for aging reversal genetics. Could we create molecules that help our body minds, perhaps via our avatar agent electronic health records from Little Pegman and Google Street View, time slide back to 2024, 2020, 2012, and 2007, or even time slide us back to being 7-year-olds, 12-year-olds, and 24-year-olds, all within the information technology platforms with AI and machine learning, brainstorming-wise, of Google Street View with time slider and using this Harbin Hot Springs Gatehouse, these 3 dates, 3 years, as starting points to focus coding AlphaFold 3 and with Benchling, and maybe many, many more platforms that would interoperate with these for advances in a realistic virtual earth and for aging reversal and for extreme longevity. So agenda item 4A, dramatically mind expanding. Hashtag dramatically mind expanding. How best to create the beginning of a realistic virtual Earth for aging, reversal, and extreme longevity genetic drug therapies emerging. There's a link to in the set of tweets to aistudio.google.com. So I asked AI Studio about how to create a realistic virtual Earth and even an aging reversal machine. And in G Street View Room, as a WUS multimedia hospital room, and regarding George Church's 2019 60-minute, 66-second long video on aging reversal, as well as Google Street View Room, how to create a room with Google Street View, a physical room, on 5 or 6 sides of the room. And set of tweets reads, hashtag dramatically mind expanding from aistudio.google.com. And a blog post, my blog post about this, which begins astrologus, how best to create beginning, from May of 2025. And regarding hashtag aging reversal machine, and regarding in hashtag G Street View Room as hashtag WUS multimedia hospital room, with the video from George Church and George Church's Twitter handle, as well as how to view Google Street View in a smart office video on YouTube too. And also Alex Places at the Wyss Institute at Harvard, set of Twitter posts on how he's doing further research on aging reversal, and also regarding the Google blog post on AlphaFold 3 AI model. How will doing this potentially in a WUS multimedia room open the way for n-dimensionality, for possibly being in and among cells and molecules, as we seek to possibly develop a realistic virtual Earth for synthetic biology, with high performance, or for high performance too. So agenda item 5. This is about the Stanford symposium on simulations, which in this case, I think meant baby mannequins in low resource settings. I attended an online Stanford CISL symposium on SIM in low resource settings last week, and sent Dr. Calhoun, MD, and Geetanjali Ramachandra, MD, and Tina M. Slusher, MD, and Susan Eiler, PhD, and David Gaba, MD. Some emails following this, and greetings and thanks for your fascinating Stanford CISL symposium on SIM in low resource settings talk online Wednesday, May 14th. The question I asked in Q&A, how could a realistic virtual Earth, hashtag for simulation, from say mannequins in low resource settings help? And n-dimensionally, see Peter Norvig's incredible Toolify AI WUAS article regarding realistic virtual Earth as a simulation too, and especially so also added some further questions about how Dr. Calhoun, MD, who's at the University of Louisville's talk, and where his talk was about fidelity, or kind of realism in simulation with baby mannequins for training healthcare workers in low resource settings, how to help with birthing, for example, with babies. His focus on fidelity made me wonder whether there were iterating understandings of fidelity that could emerge. And also, I asked them about the possibility innovatively of simulations in the back of Toyota ambulance vans, and even with Toyota humanoid robotics like THR3s, possibly as MD professors of pediatrics in some years, and possibly modified THR3s as baby mannequins, and for developments for simulation in low resource settings to help babies survive birth, for example, between the physical and the digital, and between a physical mannequin and a digital mannequin and the actual physical baby. Possibly its avatar agent electronic health record, and between the physical robot and its simulation in a realistic virtual Earth for simulations or robotics, and regarding a realistic virtual Earth. So realism that each of us creates by wiki adding to a realistic virtual Earth via STEM ethno-wiki virtual world graphy, it could be part of this and part of MD and healthcare workers' development of such sims or mannequins for helping with childbirth, for example, in low resource settings. Follow-up email to them. How could avatar agent electronic health records help, and even via smartphones, and potentially for all 7.9 billion people on the planet? So smartphones into Google Cardboard. I'm holding up a smartphone right now. And at one time, when Google Cardboard was in development, one could put one's smartphone into the Google Cardboard digital mask holder and begin to view virtual reality through one's smartphone in Google Cardboard. This seems enormously and potentially helpful in low resource settings and for simulations, and to help lower child mortality, for example, in low resource settings. But this possibility of smartphones into a digital mask could be revived from in collaboration with Google. I don't think Google Cardboard exists anymore. And as world university and schools, medical schools are planned in all 200 countries as online medical schools and in their main languages, and potentially in the back of Toyota ambulance vans and with humanoid robotics, and designed for low resource settings and medical students learning about these fields as well. So agenda item 6 includes the code that Google AI Studio replied with, the programming languages, the programming code for creating not only a realistic virtual Earth, but also and for aging reversal and extreme longevity, but also a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs in a fascinating set of developments. And regarding the years 2007, 2012, and 2012 at the Harbin Gatehouse with that Google Maps URL or website address. And to add such a realistic virtual Earth developments for aging, reversal, and extreme longevity to our avatar agent electronic health records via possibly a little Pegman developed into avatar agent electronic health records in Google Street View with Time Slider. And even regarding how to develop aging, reversal, and extreme longevity genetic drug therapies, adding them also to our body minds, and potentially via a molecular semiconductor chip, such as eRapid, multiplexed electrochemical sensors for fast, accurate, portable diagnostics, and fouling-resistant affinity-based platform, which enables cheap simultaneous sensing of multiple biomarkers out of Harvard. How to build this into an aging reversal machine, and also regarding a WUS multimedia hospital room, and regarding viewing #G Street View room. So in a physical room, in a possible hospital room, and for aging reversal, and for all 200 countries' hospitals, and the online WUS Academic Medical Center, in online WUS hospitals too, and with Harvard Professor of Genetics George Church at GeoChurch on Twitter in the Harvard Medical School. How soon could humans reverse the aging process and genetic engineering video? So exciting times with regard to developing a realistic virtual Earth for medicine, for aging reversal, for extreme longevity, genetic drug therapies. So switching to the other wing now, the WUS Corporation, the second of two WUS wings. It's a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California, and with an academic press planned in 7,159 known living languages, with machine learning. And the current main URL is worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. I recently asked Gemini AI, conversational generative artificial intelligence, what the phrase "let the market decide" means, and regarding potentially a question that the Harvard professor of genetics, George Church, asked in the How to Grow Almost Anything synthetic biology course recently, about two molecular compounds. Let the market decide is something that's often said in regard to many different situations in with stock markets, company valuations, for example. And Gemini AI gave me some very interesting responses. And I was asking Gemini AI about what the "let the market decide" means with regard to especially the for-profit general stock company, the WUS Corporation in California, worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html currently, at WUS Press, vis-a-vis also our other wing, the nonprofit 501c3 MIT OCW centric wiki, World University and School, which has an endowment model inherent in it, as these two wings continue to be in a kind of startup mode or phase. So what does "let the market decide" Gemini AI mean regarding these two wings at World University and School. And check out Gemini AI's replies to these for both wings. The hashtag let the market decide Gemini AI is on Twitter and can take you to these replies from Gemini AI. Regarding the WS Corporation, Gemini AI replied with a market value determination explained simply response. And with regard to nonprofits such as 501c3, MIT OCW centric wiki World University and School, Google Gemini AI replied with valuing nonprofits and endowments. Read these and see what you think. How will the market decide how to value both wings of World University and School? I also posted these questions to LinkedIn on 3 different World University and School LinkedIn pages with the same Twitter hashtags. Check those out. So the last agenda item, B, for the WS Corporation wing. Again, in what ways can MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School, WUS, become a bright beacon on the growth horizon of innovating information technology companies, possibly for investors, possibly for university collaborations in all 200 countries? And especially the WUS Corporation academic press at WUS, planned in 7,159 known living languages, with machine and human translation. So a bright beacon also, the WS Corporation, for the physical digital WUS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, hospital technologies. And think Walmart in 19 out of 200 countries, where WUS plans to be in each of all 200 countries and in their main and official languages. And I just got a Google news post on my smartphone this morning that said, due to tariffs from the current administration, that Walmart is considering raising its prices. This could be an opportunity for the WUS educational services stores in the US to grow, if we're going to offer groceries, for example, to make our groceries a better value with lower prices than, for example, large companies like WM. And also, as we grow in all 200 countries, the WUS educational services stores, physically and digitally, for books, computers, robotics, groceries, hospital technologies, potentially groceries especially. So I think we will become a bright beacon on innovating information technology companies' horizons as the WS Corporation and academic press at WS and the WS educational services stores grows. Stay tuned. So that's the WS news, and that's the WS monthly business meeting for today, Monday, May 19th, 2025. I'll post the recording of this to our current main YouTube channel, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University /videos, both Twitters, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH, twitter.com/WUAS Press, as well as to 2 new blog posts today, and also to LinkedIn for your potential coming into conversation with this with time. Until next Monday, which I think is possibly the 26th at 10 a.m. For the next WUS news and question and answer. 10 a.m. Pacific time. Stay tuned until then. Come in conversation with World University and School on Twitter, X, and on LinkedIn, and via email as well. Until next week. Bye for now. If you want to email World University and School, and you know of prospective students who are interested in free online degrees at WUAS, president@worlduniversityandschool.org. Until next week.